Hi guys, so today I'm currently walking down Hotel Plaza Boulevard, which is the road that eventually leads to Disney Springs, because I'm kind of acting on an impulse today. I'm going to be doing something that I'm pretty excited about, and that I've been doing a lot of historical research as far as Disney is concerned recently, and today I want to make a video where I explore some places on Walt Disney World property that have a lot of historical significance. So right now, why I'm on Hotel Plaza Boulevard is right behind me. That is the old Walt Disney World Preview Center. So it's currently the Amateur Athletic Union, but this building right over here, right down the road from Disney Springs, is the oldest building on Walt Disney World property. I've passed this building so many times, and I've known of its significance for a while now, but I've never really stopped to appreciate it and research it. It opened up in January of 1970. This was a few years after they announced the Florida Project, and they built this building to serve as a preview center for tourists or maybe even locals to come and preview what Walt Disney World had to offer in the coming years. So in 1970, if you came into that building, you would see a film presentation, you would see physical scale models and figures, you would see maps and concept art of attractions and resorts yet to be built for the Florida Project, like the Contemporary and the Polynesian, and then the never-built Venetian, Asian, and Persian resorts. There was a lot to see if you came to this building 50 years ago. I think next year it'll be 50 years old, the oldest building on Walt Disney World property.
Vacation Kingdom, with attractions and activities designed for the entire family and for an entire vacation. Walt Disney World is a kingdom where entertainment reigns. The splendor of an Asian palace. Across the waters of the lagoon, a touch of old Venice. The Persian-style resort seems to step right out of the Arabian Nights.
So with the incredibly popular real estate that this building takes up being on Hotel Plaza Boulevard, I am a little bit surprised that it's still here, because this area could be utilized for a hotel or a resort or something like that, but it's still here, and I'm very thankful that it is, because it is a very, very important part of Disney history, being the oldest building on property. I think that that's really cool, and I'm surprised that I've never stopped by to kind of appreciate it before I have. But there it is right there, the Walt Disney World Preview Center, 50 years old next year. So again, that building opened up in January of 1970, but 5 years before that opened up to the public as the Walt Disney World Preview Center on November 15th, 1965, at the Cherry Plaza Hotel in downtown Orlando. Walt Disney, his brother Roy Disney, and Governor Hayden Burns, they met in a press conference announcing the Florida Project. I did kind of want to go downtown to see that, but it's about 20 miles there and back, and I'm pretty positive that the hotel doesn't even exist anymore. I think it was around the Lake Eola region of downtown. So I'm not gonna make it over there today. I kind of think I'm just gonna keep it to the Walt Disney World specific area today in terms of historical significance. Ooh, it's getting kind of loud.
Walt Disney, who will bring a new world of entertainment, pleasure, and economic development to the state of Florida. Walt Disney. Thank you, Governor.
So again, I won't be going to that specific area of Disney historical significance because it doesn't technically exist anymore, but where I am going to be going next is Disney's Contemporary Resorts over by Magic Kingdom. Alright, so there goes the Epcot monorail there right behind me, which means I made it to the parking lot for Magic Kingdom, which is right back, well, right here. That's the TTC, so I'm gonna go hop on a monorail to take that over to the Contemporary. So I'm inside the Contemporary Resort right now, but to get where I need to go, I need to head downstairs to the convention centers. Alright, so I just came down the escalator from the main floor of the Contemporary upstairs, which has the shopping and the dining, the monorail station. The floor below me right now is the actual lobby of the Contemporary, but the floor that I'm on right now has the convention center and the ballrooms. The most important one is this one right behind me, the Ballroom of the Americas. This is the ballroom that Richard Nixon on November 17th, 1973 said his famous "I am not a crook" line. That line, that is one of the most famous lines by any president, was said right here at the Contemporary Resort.
People have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
So there's not a lot going on this level of the Contemporary. There is a check-in podium for the California Grill right over there, but as far as the ballrooms go, it is very quiet and a little bit eerie. It's kind of hard to believe that one of the most transparent political scandals of history kind of came to a head at Walt Disney World, where you don't really connect politics to, but it happened right inside this room. Let me see if this is open and able for access. Oh my god, this door is open. I feel a little bit weird, like I shouldn't be in here. Wow. So this is the Ballroom of the Americas. Looks like they use this space for conventions and receptions and meetings and all sorts of things, but I don't know why I need to be quiet because there's nobody in here right now, but I don't know the exact orientation of how the room would have been set up when Nixon was in here, when he was addressing the, I think, 400 members of the press when he was giving that speech. That again led to his resignation, I think 2 months or 3 months, a few months later. But wow. This is really, really interesting. Okay, so I looked it up because I wasn't completely sure, and Nixon resigned on August 9th, 1974, which was more than a few months after he did his speech here. So there was definitely still a little bit of time there between when Congress was going to impeach him and he resigned and when he did this speech. But still, the fact that he did that speech, that's just so iconic with that scandal and that entire political situation that had happened right here. I don't know if it's exactly in that ballroom. All the kind of research that I did said that it happened in this ballroom, but then other people have some discrepancies about whether it happened here or in a separate ballroom or situation here at the Contemporary, but I'm pretty positive, like 98% sure that it happened right there. So that's cool. I didn't think I'd get to go inside it. Felt kind of weird going in there, but the door was open. So I went in, and that's where it happened. So that's my second historical place of significance here at Walt Disney World. Now I'm on to my third, which is conveniently right over at the Polynesian. Alright, and a very quick monorail ride later, I've made it to the Polynesian Resort. Sorry, the Polynesian Village Resort. But I'm excited to be here because this one may be the most well-known or maybe the least well-known, but I'm here because of the Beatles. So you may not know what I mean when I say that, but it's very well known that here at the Polynesian, this is where the Beatles officially broke up. Okay, so technically the Beatles broke up in 1970, but the paperwork was officially signed by John Lennon here at the Polynesian Resort on December 29th, 1974. That's when the Beatles were officially over. So a lot has changed and been added in the years since the 70s when John Lennon would have stayed here, but the room that he allegedly stayed in is this one right over here, 1601. So this room is kind of nestled at the corner of the Samoa building between the pool and the Great Ceremonial House, which is right behind me. And it's this corner room right here, again, allegedly, that John Lennon stayed in. Right there in the corner. I wonder if I can kind of go around the front and see the room from the front. But right inside these doors, in this room right here, is where John Lennon broke up the Beatles in 1974. Alright, so right around the corner, this is the entrance of the Samoa House. So if I go through these double doors, then I believe right there, yep, I think I see it already, that is room 1601. It's right here on the end. This is the room where the Beatles broke up. Alright, I am feeling pretty accomplished today. I learned a lot about things that I already knew about, but getting to learn about date specifics and location specifics about these events that I already knew transpired around and on Disney property, that was really cool to me. I got to go check out the Walt Disney World Preview Center, then I got to go to the Contemporary to see the Nixon Ballroom, and then now finally the Polynesian to see where John Lennon broke up the Beatles. And I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but I did want to try to fit in the downtown Orlando hotel that Walt Disney and Roy Disney and the then governor of Florida announced to Disney World, but it doesn't exist anymore, so it would have been just kind of a trip out there to kind of see like, oh, this is what's here now, and this is kind of in the general area where it would have been. So that's why I didn't include it, and I kind of just kept it to specifically Walt Disney World stuff. But nonetheless, had a really, really good time today, and I hope you kind of enjoyed getting to see all of that. And I don't know how incredibly accurate it all was. I kind of was just able to kind of look up that information online and try to compare and contrast it and just kind of present that to you, because I've seen all of these kind of topics discussed and addressed in other people's videos that do kind of Disney history stuff. So I just kind of took all that and put it all into one video to try to make it a little bit more compact. But I had a really, really good time getting to check it out. Just a fun little field trip today. So thank you for coming with me. I'll see you soon with some new stuff, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.